All right. So I got the oil pickup tube nut off this back here. I don't know if you can see my finger, but back there. So I got that off. Taking out the rest of the oil pump bolts. Gotta drop the tube off. I'm gonna drop the tube off and then get that out. I'm gonna put these down. I'm gonna put these down real quick. Alright, so as you can see, look. That's the old timing chain guide. And that's it. Broken off. Yep. So, I'm gonna be careful. Right there, you can see it. The dot right there. Saying we're at top dead center, so I'm gonna pull this. I'm gonna pull. There we go. Timer chain got off. Put the LS2 style on, and go from there. All right, so there it goes. LS2 style timer chain guide. Got the oil pep back on, and yeah, we're going for reassembly now. About time. All right, so yeah, that was a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be, but I got it back on, and I got this dowel here holding up the timing chain. That kind of helped get it out the way, so I can get the pickup back onto the pump. But yep, I just pulled the dowels out. Put the lifters back in the trays. Put those back in. Get the cam gear on. And yep. All right, so we got everything back together. There's an intake on it. Forgot to mention that part, but got everything back together. I believe I'm gonna go for the first start and see what happens. Battery dead. Okay guys, it has been quite some time since I filmed the video working on this car. It's been like almost a month, I guess. I'll have to go back and check the date from when I recorded those. Technically, I haven't even uploaded on YouTube yet. They're not even edited yet. I was just so stumped for a while. So I'm gonna give you a quick update. So I think I left off. I put the car back together. I started it. I was excited. Little did I know that was the beginning of the whirlwind to come. So okay, what ended up happening? Started the car. Then I was like, okay, cool. Need a tune, right? Hit up a tuner, a local tuner here. They're really busy. Got a tune from them or whatever, and threw it on the car, and it just wasn't running right. I knew I had some things that I needed to touch up and get all right and fixed and stuff. I know what the intake still isn't on, but there was just a few things that I was just like, all right, I just want to make sure before I go get a dyno tune, make sure everything was good. And that was honestly, I was right, because I did miss a lot of things, honestly. It's my first time ever doing anything like this, ever, with an engine at all. Besides putting, I would do like car stereos, put a subwoofer in, that kind of thing, but never. I would put a tune on a car. My WRX, I put a J pipe on, but that's like it. That's it. Anyway, so the car just wasn't running right, and I had to do some digging. So then I started. I got an HP tuner. In this time span, bought that, got the credits for the car, and I'm sitting there reading the codes, and the car has a whole bunch of codes, still has a whole bunch of codes, so I still have a lot to work through. Like the power steering doesn't even work on this car. You need to get a new power steering pump. But yeah, basically it was just a lot that came on there, but there was one that stood out. Was P.2, which is the crankshaft camshaft correlation, basically meaning your timing. So it's either something's wrong with the timing or your sensors are bad. I knew there was a high probability that I might have mistimed it. I didn't take a picture of it. I remember setting the cam pin dial thing at the 3 o'clock position, and you had the timing mark that was down. I knew it was top dead center, and I put it on there, and I just went, and it was off by a tooth. So that's why the car wasn't running right, especially new cam, and it never tuned, all that extra stuff, and it just wasn't good. So now fast forward to where we are now today. So the last couple days, I've been ridiculously. So anyway, I figured, I was like, it's probably not the sensors. They're telling me it's off, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna go in and check to see if the timing is correct. So I took off the throttle, the water pump, crank, everything had to come off to get back to it. So I didn't film the process because I was just trying to get it done in a short amount of time. Took a picture of it. It was off. So I was like, okay, yep, that was the issue. The other issue was the car was running, but since it has a big cam in it, and it was untuned and it was rough, I didn't know. It sounded like it was misfiring. I was getting a code for a misfire. The whole cylinder bank, no spark. I was literally able to. I had the car running. I didn't know. I was able to go over and I touched that header. Shouldn't have did that hot, but I could grab the driver's side header full hand, after 5 minutes, and it was, cold. So that was definitely an issue. That ended up being, I guess I didn't know because it was my first time taking off or doing any kind of engine work, that there's a ground. There's a ground on the backside of the driver's side head. There's also a ground over here, since these heads are just like mirrored of each other. There's a I don't know if you can see it. There's a ground right where my finger is right there. It gets grounded to the chassis, and it gets also grounded to the ECU for your coils. So I just went on the forum or whatever and was like, why would a whole cylinder or the cylinder bank not be working, and the ground. And as soon as I put my hand back there, I felt there was nothing there. Looked at the harness, and I could see where it was, where the wire existed, and where it didn't exist anymore. Luckily, I have a background of 7 years in electronics repair. So I went in and I redid the ground. And now I tested to make sure it worked. Those cylinders got hot, which was cool. But it, still had to deal with the timing thing. So now we're at the point where I am going to, everything's done. I put the intake back on, and we're going to start it. Start it, log it. I got in touch with Charles Barber. Charles Barber's the one who tuned this. Great guy. Like, on a Sunday at 10 p.m., we're sitting there going back and forth. I don't have nothing but respect for that guy. That dude's awesome. That's unbelievable customer service and passionate about what you do. And I can't thank him more for that. But I know going in the future we'll still be working together. This car is going to come a pretty long way. So, but yeah, we're gonna start the car.